All right, I'm about to back in my buddy Justin Bowles' big skeeter. We got a big couple of days planned. We're heading down to the Chandelier Islander. It's stationed this time of year on the backside of the Chandeleur Islands. Legendary fishing down there. Fortunately, it's really calm today. It's supposed to be calm tomorrow as well. We're here in Pass Christian, Mississippi. That's kind of the most direct route to get there. We're probably gonna fish triple tail on the way down, see if we can run across any of those. Either way, we'll be down at the Chandeleur Islander before very long. Come along with us. Oh, I forgot to mention, Kevin Ford, show host of Louisiana Outdoor Adventures Television, is along with us, and his cameraman, producer, Jim Caesar as well. Now that I'm outside the truck, I see the wind's blowing a little bit. It's out of the north, but we should have a good trailing sea heading out there. Shouldn't take too long, maybe an hour and 15 minutes to get to the Islander. That's in total drive time. It's gonna take us a little bit longer because we're gonna hunt for triple tail on the way. But the ultimate quest, speckled trout over 5 pounds. That's what I really wanna catch on this trip, and it can definitely happen at the Chandeleur Islands. Man, I can't wait. We good?
Yeah, you found a parking spot?
Yep.
We're gonna go check on bait.
All right, we kind of had a happy accident. We ran aground coming through here, trying to get to an area we wanted to fish down the island. Saw all these mothership boats all spread out throughout here, and they're all catching fish. So there's no way we can get up on plane anyway, so we might as well kind of join them. Kevin made a couple of casts and already caught a pretty decent speckled trout.
Nicer than the one you caught.
Yeah, definitely. Is that a vortex shad?
Vortex shad. Look at that.
Vortex shad.
Look at that jig head.
Death grip jig head.
Death grip jig head.
Why fish anything else?
All right. I need to put my hat on. I look goofy. I mean, goofier than
goofier.
How long is it going to take Todd to put on a live shrimp?
It will take at least 2 days, I can tell you that, because that's something I'm sure as hell I'm not fishing.
I'd put a live shrimp on right now and whack it.
Go ahead. I'd rather go back home. Well, Kevin got him another one.
Come on, trout.
What you throwing, a 1/4 ounce? Yeah, a 1/4 ounce. You throwing a fluke, Justin?
Yeah.
Jesus. Dude, I'm not gonna hit you, I promise. If I do, it's only on purpose.
X and O's, X and O's, X and O's, X and O's.
There's one. There he is.
What you catching on?
Shrimp Creole matrix shad. 1/4 ounce death grip jig head.
God, I wonder where you got that idea from.
Chandeleur Island speckled trout. Good night, dude. It's over.
This episode of Marshman Masson is brought to you by Puglia Sporting Goods.
Good fish. Good one, Kevin?
Nah.
No.
Trout?
Keeper?
Yeah, it's a keeper.
Dude, it's amazing. None of these fish have come up yet.
It's a little bit better than I thought.
Yeah, that's a good fish. They're all staying down until they get to the boat.
I can't believe they're not annihilating that fluke, but it's just like setting out there.
Right. Like that one? Like that? Oh, you see he came up.
I'm gonna try a
pretty fish.
Oh, wait.
Kevin got him one.
Come on, Todd, make it a triple, buddy.
I'm trying. There we go. Good, solid Louisiana speckled trout.
I'm gonna get all this started. Hang on, Justin.
There's one. I made it a triple just too late. Man, this fish is going bananas.
Are we having fun yet?
He's going crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this fish. He was not even swimming. He's not even swimming. Just jumping.
We have got much too much down here.
Much too much. So literally we have not made it to the Islander yet. It's right over here. We kind of passed it up intending just to go fishing. Ran aground and just happened to be on a bunch of speckled trout. That's how good it is out here when you get good conditions, which we definitely have today. And this flat is just covered with turtle grass, and it's got voids in it, just clear areas of just sand. And I know from fishing out here in the past, these trout kind of hang on the edges of this turtle grass. When you pull a bait over that turtle grass and it gets to one of those clear areas, that's when the trout dart out and hit it. And they're just scattered through here. It's not a schooling situation necessarily. So I made the switch from a matrix shad to a matrix mullet. Second cast. Hey, I'll go over you. Kevin, put your rod down. I mean, I'd like to walk up there, but you know.
Yeah, we need to show everybody the luggage we have. We haven't yet going. Oh, we got a double. Double trouble. Right in this slick. Let's see if we can get a triple trouble.
This is actually a decent fish.
All right, let's go
Oh,
triple.
he's not that big.
Ooh, big fish. Look at that fish. Justin, that's a nice fish, bud.
All right.
Nice job, bud.
Double.
This is what the Chandeleur Island is all about.
Last time I threw a matrix mullet, I caught a 6-pounder. Maybe today will be the second one this year.
Keep drifting, huh?
Yep, I think that's the key. Let's go chase that slick. You just let the wind blow that way.
There he is.
Little.
He's not the biggest one I've ever seen, I don't think.
That's what she said.
He's growing a little bit, though.
That's what she said.
Growing a little bit. Still growing.
Ain't growing a lot.
Not
But it is a
growing lot.
keeper.
It is a keeper. But these fish are right on top of this flat. Male fish.
Those are the ones I like.
So this is a different fishery out here. You know, we're not far from home, but the fishery can be different in a lot of ways. And, you know, Todd, it can be similar in a lot of ways too, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, there's similarities to some of what we fish more inland, but I'd say there's a lot more differences than similarities. You know, obviously you have extensive grass flats here. I can't think of anywhere else in Louisiana where you have grass flats like this. Yeah. Certainly not. You might have little isolated patches here and there, but this is a different deal out here. Just acres and acres and acres of grass flats. And you know, this is the time of year the speckled trout move to these outside waters to spawn, right? So that's where they are. We're here in the month of June. They'll be here throughout the summer, really stretching into September. That's when they start migrating back into the inside waters. Fishing is very good here early in the summer. It trails off just a hair as the summer moves along, but it's still never bad. It's always very, very good until those fish finally hightail it, get back inside. You still catch fish out here in October, November, but it kind of transitions more into redfish and speckled trout, and the redfish dominate out here throughout the winter. And then you come back out here in, you know, March or April. March a little bit early, but April, and the fishing, man, it can just be lights out in the early spring.
This episode of Marshman Masson is brought to you by H&H Lure Company and by Cito New Orleans and by Matrix Shad and by Versamax Corks and by Death Grip Jig Heads.
All right, this is my first wade fishing adventure on Marshman Masson, and it's taken a little bit of figuring out. You know, I always wear a chest cam, but the water here looks about mid-chest deep, so I'm a little concerned about that spending a lot of time underwater. Oh, Justin's hooked up. Justin's already in the water. It looks like he's got a trout. Let's see. Let's see if he grabs it or if he... Nope, catfish. Never mind. Also, I'm debating what rod to take. I was catching fish on top water earlier, but I think my chances are better finding fish with a subsurface bait. So I'm gonna take a matrix shad on a death grip jig head. The problem with that is that's a medium heavy rod, and I don't want to throw a top water on a medium heavy rod. All right, so I'm in the water and I'm hunting for grass beds. Where I am is on a bar. It's about knee deep. Water's not that good. It's really pretty muddy right here. Where we caught all our trout in earlier was to the north of here. The water was pretty. There's a lot of bait through here, but I've made a few casts, haven't gotten a bite other than a catfish. Did catch a hardhead, but the key out here is finding these grass beds, and it's sometimes kind of like a needle in a haystack. You got to get out the boat. You can see Kevin and cameraman Jim are back there at the boat. Justin and I have fanned out looking for fish. So far, no success, but you just got to cover water and find these grass beds and hopefully find some better water and some feeding speckled trout. The winds, fortunately, have gone to nothing. I mean, it's just almost dead slick, flat calm. Just a gorgeous day out here. Great day to be in the water. Well, that's a good sign that there's some grass nearby. So what I'm seeing, this dark area, maybe is a grass bed. The problem, it doesn't seem to be a whole lot of depth, and I've got a 1/4 ounce jig head on, which may be a little bit of overkill. Plus, it's on up in the day. It's almost noon. These fish, you figure, are not going to be quite this shallow. They're probably going to be pulled out into those troughs. So our first time out the boat might not last very long. Might have to move on and get out somewhere else. All right, we're at the second stop, and this water looks really good. And look at this school of mullet coming toward me. Just a massive school of mullet. Lots of bait here. Plenty for speckled trout to eat. And as you can tell, lots of grass. I definitely like our chances here where we are. Looks a lot better than stop number 1. Justin's out over here. Kevin and Jim still in the boat. And that's a friend of ours, a guy named John McQueen. He's out here by himself. He said he's caught a couple of small trout out here, but he got here right before we did. I left the boat with only my shrimp creole matrix shad. Kind of a good search bait. If I get on anything, I'll migrate back and go get a topwater rod and a topwater bait. Even though it's midday, they'll still, oh, got hit. That wasn't a trout though, it was something weird. That wasn't a trout hit. There's so many mullet around here. I'm convinced a lot of the bumps are just from mullet. Just hitting your bait or hitting your line. All right, I got something on here. I don't think it's a catfish. I think it's a bull red. It is not a cat. Definite redfish. He hit as soon as the bait hit the water. If it's a trout, I'm putting him in the boat and heading back home. But it's not. I'm pretty sure it's a red. Yep, now I see him. He is a red. Not a bad fish. I'd say he's an eater. Can't have water that looks this good with all this bait and not have game fish. He's about a 23, 24 inch red. Something to put on the stringer at least. And I tell you what, there's just something about catching fish, wade fishing. When you're in the water with them in their element, it's just a lot of fun. I got my Ego net. It floats. Well, the bad news is he destroyed my matrix. But the good news is I'm close enough to the boat that I can go get some spares. I'll load up my pockets. Bad planning on my part. Oh, goodness. There we go. See if I can salvage this matrix. Keep me out here. Keep me from having to go back to the boat. I think I can. Oh goodness, boy did I get tattooed. Oh, man, that was a smoke. I'm gonna have to go back to the boat and get more baits. I don't want to go back. I should have planned ahead. That's a mess. That's a mess. All right, I'm heading back. Come on, redfish. I'll put you on ice.
I think whenever you get on them doing this, there's nothing funner.
Oh yeah, when you're in the water with them? Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, that's the big positive. Well, and that and you're stealthy. You know, of course, the negative, it's difficult to change baits.
And land the fish.
And you can't cover water.
Yeah.
I hooked 2 catfish in the ass. Oh. Yeah, really. I mean, it's so hard to get them off when they're hooked in the ass. I don't have a flipper, so I ended up dropping my rod, so my reel went in, which I was really trying to avoid. There's a fish. Oh, Justin, I lost mine. You got yours? You lost yours. I think mine was a keeper.
Dude, when I tell you they are not.
Yeah, they're not eating it.
No.
You got to be quick on the draw. A big difference in the fish we were catching earlier, because we didn't lose many of those. Yeah, I mean, I've had two come off right next to me. They're not big though. John caught a 21 incher. Justin caught a 15. Getting lots of bites. They're just not taking it. Lots of bites. What you got, Ford?
There you go.
Is that a keeper trout?
Trout
It's a good fish, Kevin.
on the surf. Meal trout. Broken. There's another one.
Get him, Ford.
Not a nice trout.
That's a good fish, Kevin.
Another male croaking. Creole matrix shad. Oh, goodness, right on the side of the boat. My gosh. That one came up and hit it right in front of me. Wow. That was fun. Yeah,
Oh, there he is.
we're going to put him in the box. He's down in the box.
That's a good fish.
On the other side
That's a
of
good
the-
fish. I mean, good for what we're catching. By good, I mean keeper. So Kevin Ford is right next to me. He's throwing exact same thing I'm throwing, shrimp Creole matrix shad. We're just doing a straight retrieve. We've covered a bunch of water. And look how close we are to the boat. And oh shoot, I missed one. And we discovered a school. Kevin's got one now. Nice fish. Good fish, Kevin.
All right.
I mean, they're good eaters. That's it. They're not trophies. They're not what you come to Chandeleur Islands for.
So much fun. So much fun. Put him in the box.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Todd's got one too. My reel's all messed up.
They're all of a sudden biting. Incredible.
On the side of the boat. There's another one missing right there. I saw him hit it. He was gonna catch him.
So we're in such a frenzy that I'm throwing these fish in this net. That's not really what it's intended for. This ego net is just for landing fish.
And I'm out of
But I don't want to put them on a stringer. I don't want to take the time to do so. Oh, good fish. That's a good one. That's a good trout. That's better than we've been catching.
I'm out of bait, so let's hope that it's not just a shrimp Creole.
Kevin, I think I have one more. All right, he ain't that big. I know. But when you've been catching 11 inchers, you catch a 14 or 15 when it feels like a big fish. I better put you on a stringer, dude. I think I'm gonna string you up.
There's a bunch of mullet right here. We got a ton of mullet. These big fish wouldn't bite as much. But you never know. There's some big old mullet in here.
There he is. Man, finally got a hook in one. Oh, that's a good fish. Are you a trout?
See what Todd's got.
Redfish.
Todd's got him a redfish.
I can't net you. My net's full of trout. All right. Good keeper redfish. I will take him. About a 19 incher, I'm going to say. Put him on the stringer.
Star.
Great.
Come
Today on Louisiana Outdoor Adventures TV, Kevin Ford walks on water.
We ought to go dump some of this at the lodge.
Oh, there's a fish.
There's a fish, cod bass on.
First cast with the shrimp creole. I tried topwater, it did not work. Keeper speckled trout on the shrimp creole. I should have just stuck with it. Are you a netter? Are you net worthy? I think you're net worthy. A day like today, you're net worthy. Come on, dude. Summertime, these fish are so feisty. All right, good keeper fish, about a 14, 15 incher. Hooked well. Now he goes on the stringer. So that is a Chandelier Islander. It's a jack-up barge, used to be involved in the oil industry, but Ron and Aaron Hellier have kind of remodeled it, and they put it out here to be in the heart of the best fishing along the Gulf Coast. And it's our home for tonight. Oh yeah, we did. How's it going, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you, man.
All right, how you
Good to see you, man. Look at this guy. How you doing, brother? Good to see you.
Yeah, we tried to run in straight through there.
Oh no.
Bad idea.
Matter of fact, we had an overnight guest
Who stayed right there?
who stayed right there. He had no choice. We tried to get him out.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, that's just.
I'm glad that didn't happen to us. What's up, Aaron? How are you?
Happy birthday!
Oh, thank you.
Welcome. How old are you? 35?
35, I wish. Haven't seen 35 in 16 years. Good to see you.
Me too.
You have room assignments yet, or what?
Yeah, no, right here.
We're right here, okay.
Oh.
Awesome. So this is the view from the Islander. It's really pretty spectacular. And really, we could have picked a better day. It is almost dead slick, flat calm. We're kind of taking a midday siesta, getting a little bite to eat, and then we're gonna head back out and fish some more. What's it feel like there, Justin?
Oh, that's a nice trout.
Is it? You want to get the net? So we just got to Freemason Island, and Justin has hooked up something nice, and he thinks might be a big.
Is it a blue? I think it's a blue.
Might be a big trout. We'll see. It's not acting trout-like, but I've been surprised before.
That's a bluefish, I think. Is that a ladyfish?
No, that's not a trout. It's a Spanish.
Yeah, that's a big span.
Big Spanish. That is a big Spanish. Good night. That is a giant. That's the biggest Spanish I've ever seen. I mean, it looks like a king mackerel. That's a giant.
That is a giant mackerel.
It's definitely a Spanish.
We get one of y'all to hold it up.
Oh, yeah.
Not me. Here, Justin.
I'm good.
No, you don't hold those up, dude.
Oh.
They're toothy.
Yeah, I mean, it's so unusual to land one of these on light tackle, because they normally break you off. You made a mess of your boat, Justin.
It's like a barracuda almost.
That's what Lamont used to call Donna.
Barracuda?
The barracuda.
Yep.
When Fred thought Lena Horne was coming to visit him,
Oh,
he
yeah.
opened the door and it was Esther. He said, "This ain't my Lena, it's somebody's hyena."
Oh, Spanish.
Wow.
Yep. That's what normally happens when you get bit by a Spanish. Oh, yeah, my line is all freed up.
Uh-oh, Spanish.
No, this may be a trout. A catfish.
He came up and broke, didn't he?
Yeah.
It's not a trout.
That's a big old trout.
That's a
That's
giant
huge
trout.
Oh my gosh.
That's a hand.
Look at the size of that trout.
Where are we going, Justin? Over here?
Over here.
I got this pathetic net.
Wow.
All right, good
That's
trout.
a big fish.
It's about a 3.5, I'd say.
That's
get-
bigger than 3.5.
Let me get a picture with you. I don't
All right,
think.
let's hit the mic
I don't know if he's forward.
Oh!
We almost lost him. See something? Test 1, 2, 3. Kevin! Oh, what in the world is that? Go ahead, Kevin. You'll be fighting him a while.
Oh, it's a shark.
Shark! You better stop him. He's gonna spool you.
Oh, I did.
That was a monster.
Yeah.
Spanish, ladyfish, speckled trout, and now shark. What's next? Damn it.
Got a bite out there?
2 bites, but I bet it's ladyfish. 3 bites. And I got a hook in 1. Ladyfish. And another one on the way in. Good God, that one's rip and drag. Dude, there's a million. You got another one. Goodness. I don't know what this is. This is something different. This is a spadefish, maybe. What is that? A bluefish? Yeah, it's looking like a bluefish.
Yeah. Everything, huh?
That may be a trout. That could be a trout.
Come on, Kevin. Be a trout.
That's pulling like something good. That is not pulling like a ladyfish.
It's not acting like a lady.
Huh?
Big trout.
Big trout.
Big trout.
Big trout. Look at the size of that trout.
I'll get it. Hold on.
The size of that trout. I knew that was a
Take your
trout.
time, Kevin.
I got him.
No, I'm gonna net him.
Okay. That is a big trout. Yeah.
All right, good fish, Kevin. Nice.
About a 2.5 pounder.
2.5.
Let me see. About 2.5.
No, he's about 3. No, he's over 2.5. I'm gonna give you credit for that one. He's over 2.5.
He's over 2.5.
If you want to weigh him,
He's definitely.
you want to weigh him?
He's long and skinny, but I think he's 3.
Holy mackerel.
Is this a trout or no?
Yeah, it's a big trout. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh.
This one.
Justin, you spot locking us? Yeah. He's not that big, Kevin.
He ain't that big, but he's big enough. He's not that big. How many have you caught? Mr. Not that big?
I'm just telling you, he's not that big. It's a nice fish. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Oh, he's not that big.
He's about as big as the last one you caught.
I know. Well, he's pretty big.
The way you were acting, I thought he was like 6 pounds. Still proud of you though, buddy.
That is a pretty big fish.
I had a blow up watching his fish.
That's another big one, so we'll turn that one loose.
Ooh. Is that on you, Justin?
Yeah.
Kevin, where's the hot zone? Oh, there he is. There he is. Top water, baby. Top water, baby.
Yep.
Matrix mullet.
Good job, Todd. Nice fish.
Now, Kevin, I netted yours. You gonna net mine?
No, because y'all laughed at me and made fun of me. I'm not netting that fish. It's not that big, Todd. Just like, no, that fish is not that big.
He's not as big as yours, but it is a healthy fish.
Yeah.
And he's caught on top water. The way real men fish. You just keep throwing your little jig there, Kevin.
I am.
Okay.
Boy, you're hard on me today. And it's Todd's birthday, too.
It is my birthday. And you haven't once wished me happy birthday. That's why I'm being hard on you. All right, day number 1 is in the books, and what a special one it was. Really great conditions today. We caught a whole bunch of speckled trout, including a couple of nice ones. Nothing outlandish. Obviously, you come out here, you hope to catch something over 5. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen. Didn't happen for us today, but we caught some nice fish. And definitely a lot we can take home and eat. We'll be back out and at it again tomorrow morning. You can catch that in part 2 of this video. But if you enjoyed this one, please give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the Marshman Masson channel on YouTube. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're notified whenever we post a new video. And until next time, if we don't see you in the marsh, we'll see you right here on Marshman Masson.